We're next to the tomb of Jesus, and look how beautiful it looks like with all those candles and light. We are so close to Christmas time. It's December 7th, and they gave me a opportunity to go in. Then Bob, Quilty, I'm entering now. Then I hope that the other monk won't shout at me. You can see two chapels. The first one is the chapel of the enemy. We took care that no one will steal the body of Christ. You can see the candle in the table. In the table there's a piece of the stone of the rolling stone that covered the tomb, and I will talk about why the tomb looks like that and not like a cave later on. The second part is the tomb himself, at the sarcophagus. Of course, they renovated the place and opened it, and the tomb was empty. And let's enter. Look how beautiful it is, and you can see part of the rolling stone. Let's enter to the tomb itself. Bob, I only the tour to you, but to your wife, Maya, and your daughter, Mia, that now are together with Jesus, looking at us from above. And when I read your post, I actually cried for an hour. And you, that must be a very important tour for me. It's not easy to go into the tomb. With a camera, but thanks God there are no tourists, which is sad for me, but thanks God that the Greek Orthodox monk actually gave me permission to go in with it. Then I started with that this time because of the end of the story, or the beginning of the story. Robert, the resurrection was right in front of you. This is the monk who gave me permit going. The resurrection is in front of you. That is where Jesus is resurrected, and because the tour is, you honor the tour to your wife and your daughter that are now together with Jesus. I am so honored to do that. At your cross, you asked me to write the word shalom, peace, in Hebrew, in my language. Difficult to see it, but it's here, and you will get that cross to your house as well. I wrote the names of Maya and Mia, your wife and your daughter that are now looking at us, and that you will be honored to them. The tomb is new. No, let's start with that. The tomb, the structure, the Aedicula is new. The tomb that we saw, the area is old. This is from the 1st century. Then in that matter, we know that Joseph of Arimathea gave Jesus his own tomb that no one used before, and we don't know the meaning of no one used before yet. And that's where Jesus was buried. Joseph was part of the Sanhedrin. He was a secret disciple of Jesus, and he is the one who went to Pontius Pilate and asked to get the body of Jesus. The Bible, the book of John, tells us that the tomb was very close to the Crucifixion Place, and soon you will see the Crucifixion Place above. But why it look like that? Why it's not like a rock cave or a cut cave or tomb? Mainly because Jesus was a symbol, and if someone didn't like the Christians, the best thing to do is to destroy his memory. Then in that case, that place been destroyed by the Romans who built a Roman temple here, and later on St. Anne built the church, and the Persian destroyed it, and then someone else built a church, and so on and so on and so on. Then in that case, not a lot left from the tomb, a little bit of it when we renovated it lately. We found some parts from their first century tomb. But for so many who don't believe that this is the tomb, one of the reasons for them to say is that it doesn't look like a tomb. It look like something else. Then this is true. It doesn't look like a tomb because the tomb been destroyed. But now I will take you to see real tombs in that area that shows you that it is to be a tomb. You can see a tractor here in the church because they are renovating the church. Because there are no tourists, they can do that. If there will be tourists there, then we will accept hundreds of thousands of people who will be there. Then let me show you part of it. But look how beautiful is the dome. That dome, for example, not that one, the one that used to be there, collapsed. Tractor today. Collapsed in 1808 and destroyed the Crusader Aedicula that used to be here. And then this structure is only from the 19th century. It's been destroyed this time at 1808 by the Christian itself. It was burned down, and the dome was made mainly from wood, and you know what's happened to wood. Next to him, there is another tomb of a Jewish guy. It shows you two things. First of all, that was a crucifixion, that was a burial site. Secondly, the Jews have been buried outside the city. Then it was outside the city. The church that you actually visiting now was built only, let's say, 300 years later. And that answered the question, how can it be a church? And we know that by the Bible that it wasn't a church. We're entering to that chapel that doesn't look like $1 million in the church that are the most important church for 1990, even more than 90% of the Christians. Then why it looks like it? I didn't mention it, but the church belongs to everyone. Then there are a lot of debates between, let's say it in a good word, debates between different orders. That used to be Coptic one, and Ethiopian, one, and then the Coptic use it. And after the fire of 1808, the Armenians actually told the Coptic to go out. It's not yours, it's ours. Then they're still dealing who owns it, and I don't want to go into it. I can find something like that every inch here. We entered to here not because of it, because of that This is a real tomb from the time of Jesus. This is a Jewish tomb. Usually I'm not entering into it, but because of you, Bob, to honor your wife and daughter that left you 2 years ago. I don't want to even ask why. I can understand you. I just lost my mother a few months ago. Then let me go in. And this is the first time that I'm doing it because I'm a little afraid of small places. Now, this is the story of a Jewish tomb, of rich people. The non-rich Jews have been buried just in the ground. There are 5 niches here, at least. 1, it's closed. 2, another one that's closed. 3, 4, and 5. I'm sure that there were more than that. You can see that this is a modern wall. And when a Jew died, they used to bury him at the same day. They purified his body before, just like they did to Jesus. And then they put his body inside. The legs is at the outside side, because if he will wake up, he can kick out that door and go out alive. According to the Jews, the first 3 days, the soul is still in the body, that everything can happen. If you remember the story of St. Lazarus, and if it's okay by you, I will go out. He got a message. Here it is. I'm still alive. Yes, I am. If you remember the story, Jesus was visiting St. Lazarus' house when he heard that St. Lazarus died and he resurrected him. But one of the most important sentences was that he cured him at the 4th day. The 4th day, according to Judaism, the soul is not in the body. That shows you the power of Jesus. Now, if there is 5 niches there, we call it kuchim. Then what will happen for the 6th man who died? There's no space for him. They will open the oldest niches. They will take the bones out. They will put it in a small box by the name Osary, and then they will bury him. They will bury the other one. Now remember that Jesus got a tomb that no one used before. Now we know the meaning of it, because that one was used so many times. And the tomb of Jesus, which is outside, wasn't. That was the real tomb of Joseph of Arimathea. I'll recite of it. Wait, we don't need the flashlight now. That was the real site. And he, in his garden, which was outside the city, built himself a tomb. Then it might be the tomb of Nicodemus and Joseph of Arimathea. It might be not. But what we know for sure, that was a tomb, a Jewish tomb. And a Jewish tomb, remember, is always outside the gate. Because they are fighting who owns that place. Look at the misery of ancient walls here with the names of so many people. I don't want to be as close as I can, mainly because I don't want them to feel bad, although they must feel bad. Then this is the story of the tomb, Bob. I want to go to visit the Crucifixion Place. Good to see you. Yeah. I want to go to see the Crucifixion Place, but let us see again the tomb from that side. And because we are in a way going backward. Good morning, brother. Then let's see what's happening here. And And look what she is doing. She is blessing herself here, and we will talk about it soon. Then we visit the tomb. Remember, it's supposed to be a cave. You can see that he was refiled with a shroud. That's how they bury the dead, the Jewish dead, until today. And before that, they purified his body. And you can see here Joseph of Arimathea and Nicodemus. Those two, the first one to the right, and John the disciple without a beard. That way you recognize him, is kissing the hand of the dead, and Mary Magdalene and Mary the mother. Where are the others disciples? No, they weren't here. Sad story, isn't it? And they crucified him as well at the Golgotha. We're going to climb it soon. This is the place that they purified the body of Jesus. Then, in that case, Bob, I'm going to put that cross on it and bless it. Because we're doing the tour in a different way from the end to the beginning, and mainly because he gave me permit to go into the tomb for like 2-3 minutes. We will enter to the lower part of the Golgotha. And Bob, most of the tour will be about tombs in that area, because the story is not about the death. The story is about the resurrection. And I hope that one day you will meet each other, because if you ask me to buy that cross for them, it means that your love is amazing, and I can feel it. Then you can see part of the Golgotha right here and right there. Above it is where Jesus was crucified, and we know that when Jesus died, the earth shook, and so many people resurrected. Then you can see here the creek of the result of the earthquake, and so many people resurrect according to the Greek Orthodox. One of them was Adam and Eve. And before you will ask me, how can it be that after the flood the tomb of Adam was saved? Then the answer of the Greek Orthodox, that he was buried in Eden, and after the flood they buried him here. There are some Christians, Jewish and Muslims tradition about the tomb of Adam in different places, but it shows you that he was quite an important figure. Here you can see another part of the Golgotha. No one can touch it because people like me wants to take a bit of it, and maybe you will see the word shalom here. It's difficult. I will use the flashlight. Wait a minute. That's the word shalom. And your, Mia, Maya, and Bob, Quilty, you're here as well. No flashlight. We need to save the battery. Then we saw the lower part of the Golgotha. This is the exit of it from the Greek Orthodox part, and we will climb up to the Golgotha from the Catholic part, which is right there. You can see the Jerusalem cross. And again, for my subscriber and for my viewers, if you want to have your own cross and you want me to bless it in the church or any other place in the old city of Jerusalem, go into Buy Me a Coffee link, and you will get the details. If you want to find the details, add the description of that video, below that video, the information. Ask me for the link, and I will send you the link for it. Oops. I'm totally alone here. This is where Jesus was nailed to the cross. Bob, it's part of the Via Dolorosa story. You can see Mary Magdalene anointing the body of Jesus. We already know that you can see the hair of Mary Magdalene, mother, and a Roman soldiers who just nailed Jesus. That altar was brought by the Medici family from Italy, 16th century, I think. The Pietà in Jerusalem is in the background. The burial, crucifixion. In every movie, although it's the same subject, it's always different. You can see the three Marys. And John is looking at the crucifixion, and Jerusalem is outside the gate. Yes, I know that there are two tombs of Jerusalem, of Jesus, of the crucifixion in Jerusalem. One belongs to some of the Protestant Church of England, and this is for the rest. Now you can see Abraham trying to sacrifice Isaac to show God that he is loyal to him, but Gabriel is stopping him and telling him, don't do that, God believes you. Crucified the lamb. Jesus is the lamb. Jesus came for us, Bob, to continue, to finish that story for us. Then in that case, this is a secret place. And now we know the mission of Jesus. That is where they stripped him from his clothes, part of the Via Dolorosa station as well. And look how beautiful is the modern mosaic. Because remember, the church being destroyed or burned down in 1808, except of the resurrection. Here it is in front of you. This is from the 12th century. Another station of the Via Dolorosa is the Stabat Mater Dolorosa, the mother who suffers a lot. I mean, she is now watching a son dies. And Bob, I felt it immediately. You are suffering just like every father and every husband will suffer, and even more when your beloved actually gone, but they're staying with him. Then don't worry, as I believe they're okay now. But the agony of Mary is your agony as well. And you can see the spear in her heart. And that's where Saint Simon told Mary at the temple, he said, your son will die in front of your eyes. It will be like a spear will enter to your heart. And I feel the spear, Bob. I feel the spear, and please, everyone who are now watching that video and reach that point, I will be more than happy if you will say a prayer to your beloved that already gone, but to Bob Quilty's wife and daughter, Maya and Mia. I will be more than happy. Later on, Bob, I will light some candles for both of them next to the crucifixion, next to the tomb of Jesus. And this is the Crucifixion Place. You can see John, the disciple who never got buried, the beloved one, and the top of the Golgotha hill, and your cross, of course. And this is the Crucifixion Place itself. And that chapel belongs to the Greek Orthodox. Above it, you can see the name of Jesus. Oh, the reason for his crucifixion. Jesus from Nazareth, King of the Jews, in Latin, Hebrew, and Aramaic. To the left, you can see Mary. While Jesus was on the cross, he asked John to take care of his mother. Without that, she won't survive. And this is the exact spot of the crucifixion. There's a hole here, and if I will reach my hand, let me use the flashlight. Maybe you can see it. All right, you can see the bedrock. And I'm now reaching my hand and touching the cross for you. You can see they're beating him, torn of horn. He's carrying the cross now, and Simon is helping him. Pontius Pilate already washed his hands. Judas' kiss. Take that cup of me. But this is my mission. The high priest. Are you the King of the Jews? Are you the Messiah? I feel the agony of Jesus, and I feel the agony of you, Bob. I will send that cross soon, that you will be able to put it next to you and feel the energy that I feel now. This is the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. It's December 7th, just before Christmas. And for you, I might say, Bob, it might be the resurrection day as well. See you in my next video, my friends. Bye-bye.